Hi, good afternoon. Today is Thursday, May 25. Theresa May calls on tech firms to lead fight against online extremism. G7 leaders urged to put pressure on companies such as Facebook and Google as Prime Ministers says fight against ISIS is shifting from the battlefield to the internet. Theresa May will urge G7 leaders to tell technology firms that they should do more to suppress extremist content online, arguing that fight against Islamic State is shifting from the battlefield to the internet. The Prime Minister will tell fellow leaders at the summit in Sicily that every country should encourage companies like Facebook, Google, and Twitter to block users who post extremist content and report individuals to authorities if there is evidence of imminent harm. Addressing a small group of powerful counterparts, including Donald Trump and the new French President Emmanuel Macron, May will urge that more has to be done to tackle the threat posed by extremism content online in the aftermath of the Manchester Arena attack. The Prime Minister believes that cooperation between major industrial countries could help force the social media companies to develop tools that could automatically identify and remove harmful material based on what it contains and who posted it. Tell the authorities when harmful material is identified so that action can be taken, and revise the conditional and industry guidelines to make them absolutely clear about what constitutes harmful material. Many of the initiatives reflect concern about Facebook in particular, which were exposed in a leak to the Guardian of the social media company's training manuals. This pointed to discrepancies between the way acts of violence, bullying, and cruelty are handled by the company and the sheer scale of a problem it has to deal with. The general election campaign is due to renew in earnest today, with less than a fortnight to go before the United Kingdom goes to the polls. Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn will return to the fray with a speech in London that will cut controversy by returning to his long-held view that British military intervention in the Middle East has fueled the surge in terrorism. Many experts, including professionals in our intelligence and security services, have pointed to the connections between wars our government has supported or fought in the other countries and terrorists here at home. He will say, "We must be brave enough to admit that the war on terror is simply not working. We need a smarter way to reduce the threat from countries that nurture terrorists and generate terrorism." Corbyn will also point to recent cuts in the funding for the policy and the health services, saying this too impact public safety. Austerity has to stop at the AAI war and at the policy station door. We cannot be protected and cared for on the cheap. Meanwhile, government sources have said that May would want to see social media companies that do not take action over inflammatory content to be held to account. I thought they added they hoped that change would come about voluntarily and that she was not advocating financial penalties at this stage. The Prime Minister will say that the threat we face is evolving rather than disappearing as ISIS loses ground in Iraq and Syria. The fight is moving from the battlefield to the internet, said the senior government source. What she wants the G7 nation to do is the move towards a common approach focused on the need to defeat ISIS. In particular, she wants to use the G7 to call for the members to adopt a collective approach when working with tech companies on this agenda. And she will say that the industry has a social responsibility to do more to remove harmful content from its networks. Not then believes that a G7-wide approach will put significant pressure on companies to take action, but it is unclear whether May is likely to have any luck is persuading Trump to take action against the major companies, whether in the US or in America. May we hope to secure support from Trump after the US President showed solidarity during a meeting of NATO heads of government in Brussels on Thursday and apologized for a string of leaks by his country's intelligence agency relating to the investigation into the Manchester attack. Describing the alleged leaks coming out of the government agency as deeply troubling, Trump said he has asked the Department of Justice to initiate an inquiry. The president added, "There is no relationship we cherish more than the special relationship between the United States and the United Kingdom." Trump also told May that other nations grieve with you and stand with you, as he asked leaders gathering by a memorial of 9/11 and the Berlin Wall to remember the victims of Manchester with the period of silence. He also admitted that more had to be done to counter extremism, claiming that countries were struggling to contain the terror threat. We have thousands and thousands of people pouring into our various countries and spreading struggle out, and in many cases we have no idea who they are. We must be thought. We must be strong and we must be vigilant. Emerge not then said companies like Facebook and Google can and must do more to remove inflammatory material from the web, and that it was up to them to respond to public concern. Social media companies have a responsibility when it comes to making sure this material is not disseminated, and we have been clear repeatedly that we think that they can and must do more, and the spokesman said. We are always talking with them on how to achieve that. The ball is now in their court. We will see from their response. The Manchester bombing, which followed an ugly terror attack in Westminster, has renewed concern about the easy availability of material promoting violent extremism online. The government is pressing for a consensual approach, with sources as yet unwilling to comment on the possibility of legislation if social media companies fail to tighten their procedures. The question of social media used by terrorists came up after the murder of Lee Rugby in London. A senior MP later accused Facebook of failing to pass on messages that could have provided information to towards the attack. Yeah, I think it's very interesting this ask Theresa May said about this fight against online extremism. Facebook and Google have one policy about this. I don't know the word. The individual rights. No, example. I can to talk to write anything in my Facebook page or my Facebook personal page, and Google and the Facebook is if using this the private politics, it said no about our private politics. This message of the extremism message, sorry, is in security this user. So, but example. I said I want to do part of the Islamic State. I want to participate in one attack in Europe and America. No, only example. I said this in Facebook, but Facebook is using his private politics. Decided no problem. He is free to say anything using our platform, no problem. No, this is a great, in my opinion, it's a great problem because ISIS, the Islamic State, decided to use this platform, Facebook, Twitter, I don't know, other platform, to achieve other extremist groups, no? All extremist people in Europe, America, Asia, in South America, I don't know, in the world, using these videos, tests, dialogues, I don't know. Yeah, I said, come here, Syria and Iraq, do it part of our fight. You will the great person in the future. I don't know. No, it's become to Muslim. Okay, no. The terrorists using the internet, using this platform, and Facebook and the Google and the other platform decided to use this private politics, keeping the user in secret. No, it's very important to say the authorities about these people, the extremist people. In this case, it's very important to change this private politics, because internet is unfortunately the internet is the terrorism field, mainly in the web deep. The web deep, oh no, sorry, I wrong this pronunciation. The deep web, yeah, sorry. The deep web, you can't find the worst thing in the world. No, it's interesting. Is the technology is in example in Europe, on the America, is great technology. Why leave this deep way works? Why? Because in deep way You can find this terrorism, bombs, attacks, violence, and the other thing. I never visited this deep web, and I don't want never to visit this place. But I said in YouTube about this page is terrible. You can, but if this pressures a company such as Facebook and Google, this to say about this their user, the extremist user. So it's very important to vigil the deep web. Is very important. Deep web, not the internet, no, the internet, but the deep web is very terrible. And Facebook, Google, the other platform, must say to authorities about the extremism. One sentence, one word, one picture, don't matter. It's very important. It's the only way to combat this terrorism in the world. Because right now is the terrorism is example in the Syria, the thousands kilometers, miles of distance in Manchester, uses this internet to make this attack. Example, no, I don't know about this investigation, but it's interesting because they started an Islamic State in the Syria and Iraq, but you can find terrorists and Europe, America, and the different countries, and now in the Philippines. Today, yesterday in the Philippines local time, one attack in the Mirawi, I don't know the name in the Philippines city, but about this Islamic State is a terrorist attack in the Philippines. So using this internet, so it's very important to forbid or prohibit videos in YouTube, videos in Facebook, messaging on Facebook, in different platforms. It's very the internet is free, but internet must to have the strong law about these connections. This is my opinion. Thank you very much to watch my new video. If you want to learn English or talk with me in English, come here at Class Portugal Idiomas. Or we can do class class by Skype anywhere in the world. Share this video with your family, friends, enemies, everybody. Give a like on my Facebook page. I want to achieve 200 likes. Please help me in this part. On my YouTube channel, subscribe on my YouTube channel. This is my motivation to make videos every day. So please help me subscribe on my YouTube channel. It's very important for me. In my YouTube channel you can find other videos in other languages, in Italian, in French, in Brazilian Portuguese, and Spanish, of course, in English. This is videos about this interesting news. No, you can listen to the reports, listen to my opinion about these reports, this news. You can say your opinion is very will be interesting to know your opinion. So, share my other videos, comment my other videos, give a like on my other videos. If you want to talk with me about anything, you can to send me one message by WhatsApp. Here is my WhatsApp number. I wait your message about anything. It will be the great pleasure for me receive your message. Thank you very much, my friends. Have a nice Thursday afternoon or Thursday evening or Friday, no, weekend. If you are watching this video right now, thank you very much. The greeting to people in the North America, Canada, United States, of course in Mexico, Central America, Nicaragua, Guatemala, Honduras, Costa Rica, other countries, because they have many countries, South America, Brazil, Colombia, Peru, Argentina, Chile, Uruguay, Paraguay, Venezuela. There's a crisis in Venezuela. It's very sad. The Europe, Portugal, Spain, France, and that kingdom. The people in Manchester. I am sorry for you. The people in the Manchester, in the United Kingdom, Ireland, Russia. The other, Italy is Italy. I like it so much. Italy. The Africa, Egypt, Sudan, Algeria, Algeria, no, in French, Morocco, South Africa, and the different countries in the Africa, Asia, China, Japan, Vietnam, Thailand, Malaysia, Mongolia, the Russian Asia, Indonesia, in the Oceania, Australia, New Zealand, Vanuatu, Tuvalu, Tonga, Kiribati, the Pacific South, because it's in a great paradise in the world, on Earth, and every world and every countries where speaking English. Thank you very much, my friends. See you tomorrow with the other interesting news. Thank you. Bye.